What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with another a-ha remix, and I'm very excited for this one because we're going to listen to the AtB Club mix, or Club remix, of Minor Earth Major Sky. The reason I'm excited is because AtB is an artist I'm familiar with. If you were going to trance rave parties at the end of the millennium, early 2000s, there's no way you did not hear his, Andre Tannenberger, a German producer and DJ, there's no way you wouldn't have heard his 9 p.m. Till I Come track. An anthemic progressive trance tune, the kind of track that would have been played in sets like, or with tracks like Alice DJ's Better Off Alone and so on, which I guess that tune is a bit more like vocal trance. But yes, this tune was definitely played at some trance parties I went to. A buddy of mine who I played at some of the same parties that he did in the very early days, he used this track as one of his like major weapons, if you will. He played it in nearly every set during that time. So yes, the 9 p.m. Till I Come tune I think is reflective, at least in the early phase of his career, the type of sound that AtB had. Now, in later years, he may have started making other material, but I'm not familiar with that. But again, AtB is a name that I know, and his like major breakthrough hit, which I think was actually his first single, his first EP, it definitely made the rounds at trance parties at the turn of the millennium. So, given that this is an AtB Club mix, I expect it to be trance-like in its stylings. I expect it to maybe have a bit of an, epic melody that is perhaps not in the original, which again, it's interesting because the sonic stylings and atmosphere of the original Minor Earth Major Sky is very much not like a trance tune. It's, not like a dance floor tune. So I'm imagining this will sound quite different from the album tune from the record of the same name. So yes, I'm excited to hear this. Let's give it a listen. This is AtB, or Andre Tannenberger, and his club remix of a-ha's Minor Earth Major Sky. Made for DJs. Well, there you go. I mean, it's basically what I expected. It's a bit more mellow, a bit less like nighttime trance rave party, a bit more like what my friends would have said, like Ibiza trance, like mixtape trance. It's the kind of tune that, like, after a party with some faster and more intense trance and techno, me and my friends would have listened to on the way home. Like, often coming home from rave parties, we'd put on like a mellow trance or house tape, and it would sort of, help us begin the process of winding down so that within an hour or two of getting home we might be able to sleep. So yeah, it has a mellow trance vibe. It's slower than a track like 9 p.m. Till I Come. So yeah, it's basically what I expected. That like lead and dynamic trance melody at the front of the tune, I totally expected there to be something like that on top of any of the melodic and vocal sounds that we would hear from the original. I like what he did with Morton's vocals. Obviously, they're echoed, they're kind of pulled into the background a little bit, but they're very atmospheric, and of course, just Morton's melodic delivery, I think, lends itself well, again, to this type of rhythmic or remix treatment. And yeah, I enjoy the chronology of the tune. There's some tricks and some moments there that are very reflective of turn of the millennium progressive trance, big room trance as we used to call it, which is to say, like more driving hard acid trance. It had a more niche following than like big room melodic progressive trance, which is very much like a within the world of rave music. It was a very mainstream style, and again, in Southern California rave parties, there were probably more melodic progressive trance focused events than any other kind of event, again, during like 98 to like '02. So yeah, this is very much the kind of tune you would have heard, though again, like a bit slower than some of the other stuff in that style from that era, and with a bit more of like a mixtape feel. I talk about the difference between like party trance and mixtape trance, and there's certainly a lot of crossover there, but mixtape trance tends to be more like atmosphere and vibes and a bit less having it, as my friends from the UK might say, and this definitely has that feel. But again, I like the mellow vibes, I like the trance stylings grafted onto the tune. I like that moment where everything kind of turns inside out, the kick drum, Morton's vocals, and then it slowly comes back, a moment of pause, and then it drops back in. And again, it's working with some great sonic material and vocal material to begin with, so yeah, very different from the studio track, but still with ingredients that, you'd never mistake it for another tune in terms of what track had been remixed. Whereas again, there's some remixes where, like, if you didn't hear a vocal, it wouldn't be clear that it was related to that original tune at all. So there's still enough of the original here that, again, it's immediately identifiable, though it's, clearly being remixed by a trance artist. So again, shout out to AtB. I don't have 9 p.m. Till I Come on vinyl. Again, my friend had it. I, at the time, was trying to set myself apart a bit because it was like, no, I play acid trance and hard trance. Now the reality is, I had then and still have a great many melodic progressive trance records, and I did play some sets more in that style. But by the time 99, 2000 rolled around and I began to play events myself, I was certainly trying to push a slightly harder and faster sound, so I ended up never getting this record. That said, I'm pretty sure I can track down, or this record, 9 p.m. Till I Come. Nevertheless, I'm pretty sure I could track down a copy, so in the coming days and weeks, I'll probably try to do a reaction to that. And those of you who don't know it, which is to say, if you had any familiarity with clubs and trance parties back then, you'll no doubt know the tune I'm talking about. But if you haven't heard it, it's a good tune, and I think it's worth hearing, so we'll listen to it at some point on the channel. Let me know what you think of this remix, let me know what you think of Luca, and I will see you next time. Peace.